What's up, guys? Today we're going to take a look at the hard mode Valtan kill I had. It was with a pug group, so I didn't know anyone. We went in more or less blind. I was kind of doing this for the first time ever. And yeah, we're going to hop right in. A few things I'm going to say right away is you need to do a lot of destruction to Valtan at the start, and Artillerist is actually really good at this. If you want, you can bring a ton of extra destruction with napalm, swing, all that kind of stuff, but baseline you really bring a lot with missile bombing, homing barrage. You can see my build down at the bottom of the screen. This was taken straight from my stream. One thing people probably don't know is your barrage mode brings a lot of destruction damage. Your Q howitzer does a destruction, and your E energy cannon does 2 levels of destruction on the last tick of the energy beam. So you're extremely good for knocking off the armor on Valtan at the start. You can see here, I throw destruction bombs as well, put down homing barrage, all that stuff, and he's already broken on his armor. We had quite a bit of damage, so we had to be a little bit slower on our damage because we were pushing him a little too fast, but I do recommend, if you are struggling, you can get 3 heavy turrets off in the fight. 1 in the beginning, right when he makes his first charge, just toss down your heavy turret, and then pretty much on cooldown after that you can use it. But yeah, I'm going to be coming in and out of the fight, talking here and there whenever something comes up, but like I said, I think Artillerist is extremely good for this fight for many reasons. The most obvious being you have a lot of push immunity, so you don't just get pushed off his platform in the later phases. The other one, which was a more recent change, which is extremely good, if you're not using forward barrage yet, I highly recommend switching to it. It is just so good, especially, I mean, if you're playing barrage mode, you want it for the firepower generation, but it is basically a 4 to 5 second counter, and it is so good in the last phase. When you have dancing explosion on top of it, the last tripod, it kind of has like a little bit of delay before that second hit goes off, but what that does is it essentially kind of extends your counter window. Whenever you use forward barrage, it'll do the first hit, and then there's like a second kind of follow-up hit, like a slightly after. So basically, whenever you need to counter, if you accidentally hit it like too early, you still kind of have a little leeway. So forward barrage is super good, almost my favorite thing on the patch. Obviously the focus fire, range upgrade and speed upgrade is really nice too. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try to talk too much. You can watch the fight in the background. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Oh fuck. Thought I'd see, you don't actually stand up in time for that. It's annoying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just hasn't done the fight, I assume. And this is like his first time, didn't watch a video, and
you can see here, like I was saying earlier, this ends up being my first heavy turret of the fight, but normally you could maybe get your second one in here, again, depending on how much damage your team is doing. Usually I was trying to do it right when he got full staggered and knocked down. Here, if you stand in just the right spot, you can basically DPS him the whole time by presetting your homing barrage, your air raid, he'll spin into it. And if you have a barrage up, you can actually stay behind these pillars you see, and you can do damage through the pillars. So if you're standing behind the pillar, you can actually drop your homing barrage on the other side, you can drop your air raid on the other side, you can focus fire through the pillar, you can howitzer through the pillar, you can energy cannon through the pillar. It's a super nice strat. Just don't get caught with the pillar exploding right behind it.
my shield ran out literally right at the end. Damn. He's gonna do axes, maybe? Wait, we're supposed to stack for that.
Here we see the counter phase coming. I don't think I get this one, but if you time it just right, since I brought swing as well, you can kind of throw forward barrage out and then immediately swing afterwards, and you have a pretty good window to hit the timing on it. You can see here, I'm just standing in his abilities. I don't even have a support in my party. Oh, and this is another thing too, real quick. You see these axes falling down on the ground? Extremely easy for Artillerist. You can stay, you see I'm just standing in my barrage mode. I'm not getting knocked back. I'm barely taking damage. In the first phase as well, it's super easy to kind of run around a little circle to dodge the axes, but what I would do is I would just go stand in the corner all by myself, and I would just activate energy field and just tank all of them. I took no damage from them. You can see there I actually got the counter with swing. That was really, really nice. I caught that one. But yeah, I would just put up my energy field. I would just stand in place, so it would give the rest of my team more room to kind of move around. Oh, this right here is another one. You see how like a few people will get like prisoned and you have to hit them multiple times? Artillerist is super nice at that. Unfortunately, I got stunned on that one, so I couldn't help. But if you're in your barrage mode, focus fire and energy cannon both take it down really quickly. Another little thing, if you hold right click when you're in barrage mode, you have a very, very fast auto attack as well. That'll shred through that, so keep that in mind. You'll see here, you have to move all the way to the other side. I set up my turret, and then I start putting down my damage abilities, knowing where he's going to end up. And here, if I want, I can get behind the pillar. I do that, and then I start DPSing him behind the pillar. Look at that. Super, super nice fight for Artillerist. I get out. Oh, it's targeting me, so I'm waiting. I'm going to roll. We're out of that, and then we're going to go back the other way. I would be really careful using swing for those mechanics, just because it can get caught on the hitbox of the boss, and you might not go as far as you want. Right here, you need to stop attacking, and you need to stand at the base of the axe where you see it. It used to be really bad for Artillerist on this fight, but now with the changes to our rotation and the stagger damage and things like that, super easy for us not to proc the counter. Again, you can see I hadn't been to the ghost phase too many times, but I was learning kind of as I was going. You'll see I don't do as much damage as I could, but I slowly get better and better at learning when I can go into barrage mode. The other big thing is using multiple rocket launcher is a little bit sketchy, because you don't want to use it if you don't have a dodge roll, because if you get locked in animation, you could get really screwed. But yeah, you'll watch, I'm kind of learning here. We don't really need to do too much more damage, so I'm not really doing much, just kind of taking the hits or whatever, waiting, using a pot. That was only the third pot I used, and I was kind of standing in a lot of mechanics. So I had time stop potions as well, which, I mean, it's good to have. I ended up not using any in this fight. Best case scenario would be a Atropine potion, and timing that. You can see my heavy turret is coming up again for the third time right here. Counter. Don't want to miss that. You see, I actually see what happened there was I countered too early with forward barrage, but the second part of forward barrage with dancing explosion countered him. I used swing there just in case, because I thought I'd missed it because I used it too soon. But yeah. So for the most part, Valtan will do damage and knock you back like around him in the middle. You can, oh, I see the counter coming up. Forward barrage. Beautiful. Another counter by me. I can get every single one of these counters if I want to. Another one here. Do I have a counter? I do. Boom. The Gun Lancer was there too. He got the counter, but you saw I had the forward barrage ready, right? So I have a little bit less firepower generation in this phase because I'm kind of holding my forward barrage. But here's another one. Ready? Boom. Another counter. You saw I sent it early, but the second part, the dancing explosion, still got the counter. We have a counter here again. Nice, the Gun Lancer got it, but I threw the forward barrage anyway, right? But even if forward barrage would be on cooldown, I still have swing, right? But if I use swing for mobility, I still have forward barrage. This class is so good for this fight. But here as well, oh, we see another counter coming. Can I get it? Set up perfectly for it, nice. And we're just gonna walk out of this. Now here, I'm starting to kind of figure out when I can do damage. Whenever Valtan goes into the ghost phase, he has a damage reduction buff, so you don't really do that much damage anyway. You see I waited until all of his stacks were gone before I used my heavy turret again, right? There, I couldn't get the counter because I'd just gone into my barrage mode. Luckily, the Gun Lancer grabbed that. But you can see, look where I'm standing with the barrage mode. I kind of started to learn, oh, that right there. Did you see that? That frontal red cone, that's a grab, and he will grab you out of your barrage mode and you'll just die. That is the one mechanic in this fight you really have to pay attention to and keep in mind. If you dodge that, you're completely fine the rest of the fight. It's super, super easy. Looking for another counter. Do I have it? Boom, frontal barrage, forward barrage. Sorry. It's just, it was crazy. I was just hitting every single one of these. Look at this. Again, boom, counter. Just on cooldown. I love this build. It feels so good against this fight. But yeah, like I was saying, I started kind of figuring out, see if I go into barrage mode here. I was kind of figuring out where to stand to activate barrage mode. There it is, right? If you stand just outside of his range, he can't actually hit you. And there's no other mechanic that you have to worry about. The only thing, like I said, is the grab that he does. Just don't stand in that. And I was realizing I can kind of just go into barrage mode and tank everything else he does. You will see he is about to berserk here in 1 second. It was very, very close. There's only 3 of us alive, but even through the berserk, we were able to kill it. I set up right here. I get a really nice barrage off. I can't counter him, but luckily I throw the shield up and we're good to go. It was super, super fun. I really enjoyed this fight. Like I said, I did pug it, so it took me a little longer to get it down. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Artillerist, absolutely amazing class. I will be putting up a video for the build that I've been playing, so keep an eye out for that. I'm still trying to get a few things. Still looking for Legendary Galewind, and yeah. But otherwise, if you guys have any questions, as usual, leave them in the comment section down below, or come on over twitch.tv/Karth. Ask me in person if you want. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.